If I was 18 again, I would move completely different. Not because life is terrible or anything like that, but because there are some things about life that no one tells you early enough. And I feel like that you should know this. I can't wait to get into this. Let's do it. Number one, I really wish I would have knew this early enough, but I got my experience in a different way. Focus on skills early on. At 18, a lot of us are just graduating. Some of us may have graduated a year later. And a lot of us just graduate, we immediately think like, I just want to have fun. I need a break from school. Like, I'm gonna start college next year, or I'm gonna go do this job way later. I'm gonna go to the oil field later. And that's where you start to lose clarity. And that's where you start to lose vision. When you graduate, instead of looking at that as a break, it's summer, I'm finna turn up, look at that as like, oh yeah, I'm finna lock in even more so I can get ahead. Majority of individuals that you graduate with didn't do that. Some did, and you see the outcome of them already. But this is not about them, this is about you. Some of us catch on later, some of us catch on early. But those are the things that you should focus on. Focus on getting skills. Even if it don't have to be going to college, it could be going to college, getting a trades, or even doing like what I did. I just started working the jobs in my local city. Started applying around, and I started, you got to start somewhere. A lot of people not going to hire you at this major company, and you don't have much skills. So start building your resume, start early. I started working when I was in school, so I had somewhat of a resume. So if you don't want to do any of those things, just start working jobs. Just start do what everybody else don't want to do. Just start working a job and just go from there. And in the midst of working that job, you have to learn new skills, learn how to budget your money, learn about money, and learn about having discipline as well. While you're working that job, build your body, build your mindset, and build your finances. If you don't know how to work with money that good, okay. In the midst of while you're working that job, start paying for books with your paychecks, or start going to the library for free and learning, or just use your phone. Get on the internet, look up how to learn whatever you want to learn about. Just look it up. Get on YouTube, for example. You'll find a lot of different videos, a lot of different examples that will give you the vision that you need in order to move to that next level. And learning about money, this is gonna tie into the next section that I'm finna mention right now. That if I would have knew this early on, this would have saved me so much time, so much debt, so much energy, just so much pain. Point number 2, stop wasting your money. I was doing this early on, like, especially when I got my first car and I just got that freedom and I was having my own money. Bro, I'm eating out every night. I'm eating fast food every night. I'm buying clothes. Like, me and my homeboys, it's something to do every week almost, like. And it's like every week I'm having to come off money for clothes, money that I don't really have. I'm having to come off new clothes. It got to the point to where I couldn't even get new clothes. Like, I'm short on money. I started borrowing money. I started, getting into debt, getting loans, little small loans. I started even I set up a Speedy Cash account. Boy, that was a journey. I'm gonna say that for another video. If you know what Speedy Cash is, it's an easy, accessible loan that you can easily give yourself. I did that, and I was just pulling out money. I'm pulling out money, like, just back to back. I'm pulling out $100 every chance I get, all because I'm thinking, I'm not really knowing nothing about interest fees. I'm not knowing nothing about anything. They're giving it to me, I'm accepting it. And all that ties into with impressing people. That's all it was. I wanted to impress my friends. Never could tell them niggas no. I could never just tell anyone no. I couldn't just stay in solitude, just do what I needed to do and just lock in and focus up. I was being distracted. I was being pulled in all these different directions. And to be honest, little bro, a lot of you guys can relate to me right now. If you 18 or you just graduating, or you just in that, like, you in that part of time where you just turning up, partying every weekend, linking up with all these different girls, just everywhere but locking in. And it's okay, we all go through this, but you just have to be aware. That's when you have to wake up. If I was aware at that age, I would have woken up very early. And that's just the truth. Instead of buying fast food, At 18, start learning how to cook your own food. It's that easy. And if you don't, and it might be hard first, but you trying. That's the only thing that matters. You're trying. Build those reps. And instead of spending your money on food and clothes and trying to impress people, learn how to save your money. Learn how to put your money up. Learn about emergency funds. Learn about investments at that age. I'm not saying you have to start investing right then and there, but at least learn about it. Start reading books. Start watching videos. Start following people who are into that type of thing. Follow people who are teaching about finances. Follow people who can lead you into a positive direction. You have to find your like-minded group. You have to find your like-minded guys. You have to find your network. And if you can't find these people physically, you can't link up with these people, do what I did. I created my imaginary like-minded group. And it's not imaginary. They just on the internet. I probably can't call them up and talk to them, but I got access to them on the internet. And one of those guys is Anthony O'Neal. Look him up. And most of all, saving, investing, focus on building something. At that age, focus on building anything, whatever it may be. Just find what you're interested in, find what you like to do, and move on it. Number 3, I'm gonna keep this one short because it's easy, it's very understandable. Stop chasing validation. At 18, you care about what people say too much, and that's the problem. When in reality, most of them don't even know what they're doing either. A lot of them just following the crowd, following what they think is cool, following what the internet is telling them to follow. And if you're in that position, bro, you blinded. You need to get up out of that situation right then and there. You need to wake up, because if you don't, ain't no telling where you'll end up. It ain't no telling. You might end up wanting to do this. You might be pulled in all these different directions, and none of those directions have anything to do with your purpose or your purpose in general. So wake up. Stop following the crowd. Wake up. Open your mindset. Go explore. If you don't know what you like, you don't know what you're interested in, try everything. And whatever you like, you like. That's all it is. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all every time. Build yourself early. My guys, my dudes, my little bros, my older bros, like, build yourself early. At 18, bro, even if you just graduated, you been in the gym too much, bro, stay in the gym, lock in, stay on a consistent schedule. You start working, get on a consistent schedule, start cooking your foods, start learning in ways to build your mindset. Finances, discipline, learning about the ins and outs about the world and just the economy and how to level up yourself in many of ways. It take knowledge. You might be getting money right now. You might have the best job in the world at 18, but that money will not last you. Nothing good will last you if you don't have the mindset to retain it. And I can speak the truth with this. I done came across so much money at a young age, and all it did was just slip through my fingers, all because I didn't have the mindset to sustain that. It was like my mind couldn't fathom that much of money that I was getting. So you know what I would do? I'm blowing it on clothes. I'm blowing it on fast food. I'm blowing it on stupid things. I was blowing it on dates. But I'm not saying don't go on dates. If you're broke, don't go on dates. But in your 20s and while you're young, bro, go on multiple dates. You gotta experience women. But this video is not about women. It's about building yourself. So don't let that go over your head. Lock in. Start building yourself. Go to the gym. Build a community or something. Start a YouTube channel. Like, it don't even have to be YouTube. It can be anything, bro. Just lock in with yourself. Gym, discipline, mindset, and emotional control. And mainly, learn, if you don't do anything else, learn emotional control at a young age, especially at 18. Right now, we got too many 18-year-olds, 15, 16, 20-year-olds crashing out, losing their life, getting sent to jail, doing life, all because they didn't have no emotional control. They let something that was only gonna last 20 seconds. They let something that lasted 20 seconds For real, like it's a lot. I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's a lot of men who just throwing their lives away over women, over just not having no control, always wanting revenge, always wanting to be right, always wanting to be cool. And you want to know what's cool? Having a positive mindset, having emotional control, building wealth and having wealth, having discipline, being locked in, having clarity, having direction, knowing what you need to do and doing it. That's how you have the life that you dream of. That's the life that you build. That's the life that you want. And you know what comes with that? A peace of mind, because you understand yourself and you know yourself. Can't no one in the world tell you about yourself. Can't no one lead you wrong. And that all ties down to having knowledge. When you have knowledge, you can sustain and keep anything that God has given you. And it all ties into stewarding it. If you're stewarding what God gave you, it's only right that your life will be peaceful. You will have a peaceful life, a life that you understand, a life of abundance. I done went a little deep, but I just wanted y'all to notice, fam. Like, y'all my little bros, y'all my people, y'all who I report to, and y'all who I think about, y'all who I really want to guide in the right direction. So it's a must that I talk to y'all like this, that I lead y'all like this. That's real glow and grow energy. And if you're a part of my community, I really know that you want to grow. And that tells me that you guys are willing to grow. For the people who stick around, I know that you're willing to grow. So I'm going to continue reporting to you guys as much as I can to give you the knowledge to be able to grow. And if you're young watching this, don't wait until you're 25 to start taking your life seriously and start to lock in. By the time 25 come, it may be too late. Life has already started. You're going to be behind. The earlier you lock in, the easier life gets later on. Peace out, gang.